What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about gratitude. So gratitude's something that I've adopted into my everyday, conscious decision making, and it's helped me exponentially. I can't put into words how just something as simple as running through a list at the end of the night, like a 5 item list about things I'm grateful for, has increased my happiness. Like, it's truly amazing to me. And it makes me sad that it doesn't seem like that's the norm. People don't really practice gratitude in their lives very much because it's so much easier to complain about the stuff you don't have. Be like, oh man, this is okay, but I wish I could have that. And you almost play like a victim card, which, I can't stand people that are like that. So it's pathetic. But, practicing gratitude is something you can literally change overnight. Like, a lot of things I talk about aren't able to be changed overnight. This is one of those things you can. You can do it today, honestly. Like, if you can do it right now. If you're having a bad day, take out a notebook and write down 5 things you're grateful for, or 10, or 20, whatever you need, whatever you want. And by doing that, at least in my case, by actively and consciously acknowledging things that I'm grateful for having, my value on life and of myself went up. You know, yeah, like right now, for instance, like, I have an apartment, I have a car, I have a job and stuff. Like, these are things, and even like my where my mental health is, and like, my way of thinking. Like, 2 years ago, I was, I would have killed to be in the position I am right now. And I have to, it wasn't very hard for me, but the fact that I acknowledge that and I'm grateful for it gives me like so much more value. Like, I'm like, man, I remember where I was before, and I achieved some of my goals. Like, I'm here. So all of a sudden my value of my own life and the value of the things I have go up, which in turn increases my mental health and my positivity. And specifically speaking on depression, like, yeah, of course there's like a chemical imbalance involved, but there's also a lot of other, factors in there. And one of those factors is, how much do you value your life? Do you have meaning in your life? And by practicing gratitude, you can increase that, which, in turn decreases the chance of depression, or at least diminishes the effects of it. So just by doing something so simple, you can literally combat something as powerful as depression. It's that easy. And it's something that it didn't come easy to me. Like, pretty much all these videos are me just like talking about how much I used to suck, and like how I was able to at least try to not suck so bad today. But, I was ungrateful for everything, and it's not a coincidence that I was miserable. It's pretty directly correlated to me, honestly. Obviously there was other things going on in my life at that point that I was also not, doing very well at, but not practicing gratitude every day definitely didn't help me. So it's literally as simple. I started out because it seemed so ridiculous to me. It's like something that small, like a minute detail, what I considered minute detail, could change things so drastically. But so I figured, if it's that easy, why not try it? And if it doesn't work, then so what? I put in 30 seconds of work in 24 hours. All right, whatever. Pretty good trade-off, right? So I started to go to bed, and right before bed, I would just think about, 5, 10, 15 things that were going well in my life that I was grateful for. And before you know it, I started to, be awake during my day, and something would happen, or I'd have a thought and I'd be like, wow, I'd consciously say, either out loud or in my head, like, I'm so grateful for that. Like, that's amazing. And I was like, what the hell? Where did that come from? So by doing something so small during, literally a minute and a half of my time at night, it started to seep into from my like subconscious to my conscious, and I just began practicing it all the time. Like, I began appreciating stuff as small as hitting green lights, or, somebody paying for my coffee at wherever I'm getting it, or, getting free lunch at work. So just anything like that. Just acknowledging things that are that small is just such a practice of, self-positivity. It just increases your mood, bad things don't seem as bad. And if bad things do happen, you can say, well, yeah, that sucked and it gets horrible. Maybe your lunch gets like cut short or like they're out of whatever food you want, but you can still say, well, at least I'm like grateful that I only have like half a day left because it's lunch. Boom, all of a sudden that negativity's chopped in half and it's a lot easier to deal with. It's really an amazingly simple tool that has like amazingly effective results. And it's a mindset. It becomes part of who you are. And it's like such a huge part of who I am now that it just makes me happy like constantly, to be honest. And I don't even have to think about it anymore. Like I all the time I like tell my friends, like I don't have many close friends because I have a pretty high standard for the people I surround myself with. But I make sure to tell those friends constantly how much they mean to me because they've stuck by me whenever a lot of people did give up on me. Some people that were, so it's kind of weird, like some people that have been in my life for a long time and I've been really close with gave up on me when, some of these people that I haven't known for nearly as long have, stood by me through literally the worst times in my whole life. So to have that, I was just so beyond grateful. Like that experience was like such a, it was like a punch to the face, honestly, and it just made me, revitalize my love for being, grateful for things. Um, and I think by doing that, I just never, like, I never let negativity totally seep into my mind because no matter what happens, I'm always in the back of my head, like, well, that's okay. Like, I'm still grateful because I have other opportunities, like whatever's going on. Like I have, you know, the intelligence, the skill level, and the resources to, nullify whatever situation's happening. And I'm grateful to have those things. Like I'm grateful to be in a spot right now where I can succeed. You know, it's funny, my when I was in treatment before, my counselor asked our group if they were like, grateful to be addicts or, you know, if they were okay with it. And everybody like resoundingly said no until it got to me and I was like, hell yeah. Like I'm so grateful to be that because, through those terrible experiences, I had to, persevere and get to where I am now because I'm not a chump, I'm not some peasant. Like I know what I'm worth and I'm unwilling to let life beat me down and keep me there. So by by having those bad things happen and putting myself in these bad situations, it forced me to look at myself through a lens that I probably never would have picked up before if I wasn't forced to. And by doing so, I'm in this mind state that I'm in now. I have had to take like look at myself from a million different angles, analyze every part of my life, my mind, my goals, my ambitions, all of this, my habits, literally every part of my life I've had to take a look at. And almost in every part of my life, I have overcome a lot of, like adversity that I probably wouldn't have had to deal with before. So I really got to learn a lot about myself and a lot of my character showed. So hell yeah, I'm grateful for that stuff happening because if it wasn't for all that stuff, I wouldn't be here. I mean, yeah, would I have preferred to have all this knowledge and have the ability to look at myself like this through a different route than the one I took? Maybe, but that's not what happened. So who cares? It doesn't matter. It didn't happen. So I play the cards I'm dealt, right? So, and that's what I mean. Like stuff like that was that terrible that happened to me, I'm able now to be grateful for. I found a way to turn these negatives into a positive and use it for the greater good. I gave these things purpose. So, this is something I challenge you guys to do it tonight. And the most effective way I found is before bed or whenever. I like doing it before bed. Just try to like it's like a meditation almost. Write down 5 to 10 things. Like write them down physically on a piece of paper. 5 to 10 things you're grateful for, and do that for like a week or two. And writing it down and like because then you think it, you read it, and you're holding it. Like you're stimulating a lot of your senses there instead of just thinking about it. Having that tangible thing in front of you is really helpful. And, do that for a week straight or 2 weeks even, and tell me that you don't, have a better outlook on things, and tell me that thought process isn't contagious. So, I'm grateful that you guys have watched this video. And, I'm grateful that you guys have reached out to me and that I have the opportunity to try and make a difference. So, there's a few things from my list too. See, like these videos help me just as much as I want to help you guys. So, better yourself today through practicing gratitude. Thanks, guys.